In my hand is the Microsoft Surface Duo 3, the first Duo with a full front screen as well as an uninterrupted 8.5-inch internal display. This thing is incredible. Now, of course, this isn't really the Surface Duo 3. However, it would be my dream phone. The question to you all is, would it be yours? Welcome back to Oli the Goalie Reviews. I am actually just doing a what if this product was real. I am still 100% in love with this Surface Duo 2. I think that it's by far the most incredible hardware that's ever been put out as far as a cell phone goes or a mobile phone. It could be most likely the most incredible phone ever with a few small changes. Obviously, the first one being an active front display. When you look at this phone from how it exists with just the display, some people actually are very happy with the fact that this is just a glass display with nothing on the front. And I'll have to be honest, I kind of feel like I sort of agree in a sense. Ironically, during the update of the to 12L, Android 12L on this phone, I did have some of the calling issues, and in that time, I went back to my Galaxy Z Fold 3 just to use while I was waiting, for this to sort of fix itself. And I found that I didn't really use the front screen as much as I maybe used to, and just found myself opening up the phone a lot. Now, that being said, I really believe that this phone with a front display would be fantastic. It would be amazing. And when you think about it, if we look at the newest, addition to the Fold phones, the Mix Fold 2 by Xiaomi, they've shown that you can have a phone with a front display and still keep this insanely thin, measurement on the phone, and I think that's really important too. So definitely something that is physically possible in the sense of having the phone with the front display. Again, when we look at the inside, the idea of this being a continuous, non-sort of interrupted screen would be fantastic. When we look at the Z Fold 3, when we look at the new Oppo N2, all of those phones, the Oppo N2 is a little closer because at least it's similar to the sort of the ratio of this phone. Even the potential Pixel Fold that's coming out, more of a wide screen. When you go in and watch a YouTube video on this phone, I absolutely love that when I'm watching a widescreen video that it fills the entire screen. It looks fantastic. Yes, there's the bezels at the top. I understand that those are a little bit old-fashioned. I even commented on somebody else's post somewhere about those bezels when I first saw this phone, and thought to myself, I love the idea of the phone. I just can't stand those old-fashioned bezels. And here I am a few years later actually using this phone as my daily driver. So it just goes to show you that those kind of things can change. But that uninterrupted screen, the ability to have all of that without having that separation, and I get that a part of the love for this Duo phone is that separate screen. Somebody else might have mentioned it. It might have been Shane or somebody else, but they talked about the fact that they can easily, with software, still have the continuous display, but make sure that the phone is aware of the fact that they are actually two separate displays. So it really wouldn't run any different. It would just be non-interrupted. And when you are watching something that requires you to have it spanned across the full screen, you'd be able to do that, and it would still look pretty fantastic. I think that if you were able to incorporate the same design, like this phone here, as is, with the uninterrupted screen and the front display, I think literally would be unstoppable. There are still going to be people that would probably not use the phone, but I think if Microsoft was actually able to do that, they would hit it out of the park with the ability of being able to have a phone like that. And again, going back to that Xiaomi Fold 2, the new version, that thing is ridiculously thin. It still has, the full screen on the front. It still has the uninterrupted full screen on the inside. This would be about approximately 6.5 inches to about 8.5 to 9 inches, depending on how big they made the inside. And that would be fantastic. I mean, if that phone came out, I would buy it in a second and would be absolutely in love with it. So the potential of that kind of idea, and if Microsoft, if you're listening, you might want to consider putting something like that into this new 3, and I hope that's kind of how it goes. But we'll see when the time comes. When we look at the actual design, the only thing, when I look at this phone itself, the only thing that I really find missing at this point is that ability to do the wireless charging. And if I had that function in here as well, and let's be honest, I kind of get a kick out of how, the comments online with other existing phones that don't have the wireless charging, like the Xiaomi Mix 2 or Fold 2, pardon me, is the fact that, it's going to add thickness. Well, if you've ever looked at one of those charging pad things, they're not that thick. They're not going to add a whole lot. And if you added even a millimeter or two to the thickness of this phone, which you could also then allow for a bigger battery, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. So when we sort of all in all look at this sort of idea of what this phone really, potentially could represent. I mean, again, look at that. Could you imagine if you picked up that phone and you had that display when you're using it from the front, right? And then for those times where you actually needed the bigger display, you could open it up, have this uninterrupted display that just shines in like all its glory and beautiful, screen. I think that would be completely ridiculous. And again, if not the most incredible mobile phone ever designed, then gee, I don't know what else could be any better in that sense. And I think really we're not that far off. Maybe it's the Google Pixel Fold. Maybe it is the new Surface Duo 3. And I hope we really see this Duo 3. I hope it comes soon. I would hate for Microsoft to miss out on the opportunity of having a product that could really do well should they incorporate all the right changes. So just curious what you feel. If this is something that you'd be interested in, if this kind of phone with the front display and the uninterrupted internal display is something that you would like to see, that you would like to use, I would really be grateful if you could enter in the comments and just give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Secondly, if you find my videos somewhat entertaining or informative, I would really appreciate the like as well as the subscription. Those kind of things. Tick the bell, hit the subscribe. These are the kind of things that sort of motivate me. And please leave comments. I love going in and replying to everybody's comments. I think it's so cool that I can be talking to and communicating with people all across the globe that see these videos and have an opportunity to give me their feedback and be able to actually reply and answer them. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to sort of just communicate, and I thank you for that too. So just to summarize, again, I think this would be probably the most incredible phone ever made if this was indeed the case and they were able to make that with that front screen and the internal widescreen. Let me know how you feel in the comments, whether or not it's something that appeals to you. And if I've missed something, again, please add it to the comments. In the meantime, thank you all very much. Wishing you a very happy season. Merry Christmas. And we'll talk again soon. And I will be posting my actual Surface Duo 2 review very soon. Thanks so much and take care.